Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for empties. These are from July and August. This one's kind of exciting. There's a lot of makeup empties, well, a lot-ish compared to like a typical empties video for me. Some of it was in projects, so it might be a little bit of a repeat if you watch any of my project videos, but there's also some like non-project stuff in here as well that is also makeup. Usually in empties videos, I also include a declutter. If I have like a small amount of stuff I'm getting rid of, like I kind of tack that at the end of the video. Yeah, let's just get started. So I finished up this White Rain moisturizing conditioner. So this I've been trying to empty out since 2020. I don't go for like White Rain conditioner, but I bought this like in a frenzy because our family in 2020 somehow we got lice and we are not used to getting lice. So I was like grabbing stuff off the shelves, kind of like freaking out. Ended up getting a conditioner. I didn't know what the heck I was trying to do with this. Maybe like comb stuff out. I don't know. But either way, I bought this and I've been trying to get rid of it ever since. So it took 3 years, but we got there. And I used this on my daughter. I didn't really use it on myself as a conditioner. I used it as a shaving cream, so it worked really well for that actually. But yeah, this is finally gone and I'm so freaking excited because it was annoying. Just like another bottle in my bath that I didn't need. So we're glad it's gone. I used up a Codal hand cream. This came in a set of 3. I got this maybe 2 Black Fridays ago. This one is in the fragrance. Yeah, I'll just hold it up. That's the fragrance. I don't want to butcher it. Very nice hand cream, very strongly fragranced. I found that all 3 of them were. This one has a very, what's the word? Masculine type of fragrance to it. It's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. And it wasn't too bad because it would be strong when you put it on, but it, you know, it would fade away, so it wasn't the worst. And it was a nice fragrance. I just want to put it out there that it was fragrance. Don't really use hand creams much in the summer and springtime. I just kind of wanted to finish this off because there was like this much of it left. So I did kind of want to explore the brand a little bit, so I thought like hand creams would be a good segue into that. And I've tried like little samples of other things here and there, but it was like a nice segue into the Codal brand, and at least I got to try something from that brand. Yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm also happy to empty out another hand cream and have one less item in my hand cream inventory. I used up another one of these L'Oreal Magic Root cover-ups. I'm always flying through these like regularly throughout the year. I always have grays I want to cover up in between dyeing my hair, so this is the only brand I've ever tried of this type of a product, so I can't speak to like what other brands are like, but I heard from other people that this is probably like the best one out there, so I'll just stick with that, stick with what I know since it works so well. And I'll probably always have one of these in my hair care routine or hair styling routine or whatever the heck you want to call this, because I'm always gonna have grays that need coverage. So, and I hate that I feel like that towards my grays. It's just like a personal thing. Like I like my hair dark. It's like annoying now that this is one of those things that I feel has to be a regular thing. Let's move on to makeup. So you might recognize this from my project pan for 2023 and even 2022. I think I had this in. This is the Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. And it took me forever to use up this guy, but I got out every last bit of it. So I'm super happy about that. And I don't think they have this powder anymore. It was a good powder. Like it was mattifying, but not too mattifying. So although this was like a good powder, I'm not heartbroken that they don't sell it anymore. Like there's so many different face setting powders out there, and the one I'm using now, I'm using the LaRa Mercier translucent one. Like that's fine too. I really like that one. That one might be a little bit less matte than this one, but at the end of the day, like it's fine. It does its job, and I don't mind if like a little bit of dewiness comes through too, to be real. Like I don't really like super matte products, so it works. So yeah, good powder, but I'm glad to say goodbye to it because I am trying to get through some powders and I don't feel married to it. So it's not a big deal that they don't make it anymore. I used up a Physicians Formula Butter Believe It foundation plus concealer. This one was for all skin types. It had like the butter fragrance to it. If you know that fragrance, that's exactly what this smells like. And I really did like this. This actually was pretty good. I love the packaging too. That might have been a slight reason why I was more attracted to this foundation, but it also had the concealer built into it as well. Like it did have that extra coverage that I liked. I felt like it had pretty good lasting power too. I'm not saying it didn't like break down at all, but I feel like compared to the Milani one that I'm using now, that's like the similar idea, like the foundation concealer in the Milani line, like this was a little bit less dewy, slightly less dewy, and maybe because of that, maybe a little bit more longer lasting. So I did really like this. I want to say this was in light medium. I don't remember the exact shade, and it like wiped off the bottle, unfortunately, but I would definitely get this again for sure. But you know, part of me also likes to venture and try new things because I don't really buy a whole lot of like colorful makeup these days, and if I have an opportunity to try new products, it's probably going to be with foundation or concealer or something I actually run out of. This is a little bit more affordable than a lot of foundation out there. It's like drugstore, you know, so it's still kind of expensive even for drugstore. What is this, like 15 bucks? Maybe a little less than that. I forget exactly how much I paid, but like it beats spending like $40 on a foundation. And I thought it did the job. If I just don't feel like thinking and I just want to grab a foundation, like I would totally get that one again. I finished up 2 Ilia sample mascaras. So I have the pink one. This one is Fullest Volumizing Mascara. It had this type of a wand. This one was nice. It wasn't as like defining maybe as the white one. And this one is the Limitless Lash Mascara. That's what this wand looks like. This one I'd say is more lengthening, maybe, or defining and lengthening, as opposed to this one, which is more of like a fuller feathery look. But both were nice. I wouldn't say either of these gave me really dramatic lashes though. I don't think. I mean, I probably could have built it up to be more dramatic for sure. But I didn't mind that either. Mascara I'm using now, the L'Oreal Telescopic, does give me a little bit more definition, and I appreciate that now. But like, I don't know. I felt like it was fine for the summer, like when you just want a coating of something without all the drama. Like, and again, it could be built up. But yeah, these were nice, but nothing that I feel like going out of my way to purchase. I'm glad I used both of them. I thought they did the job, you know, but also glad to be lowering my mascara inventory, so now I only got one, so I'm happy about that. I used up this random Gummy Bears chapstick. It went on clear. Definitely smelled sweet. I don't know if it smells like gummy bears, but it was fine. This is brandless. This came in like one of my kids' goodie bags. He doesn't use this, so I was like, well, I'll use it. And it was fine. Probably dried my lips out and wasn't that great, but you can't really expect much coming from a kid's goodie bag. I emptied out this clear Fruity Pop flavored lip gloss from Shop Miss A. This was in the apple flavor. I like this. I mean, it was fine. I don't think it's like super unique of a product. It went on fine. I don't think it was like super sticky. Went on very smoothly. So I did enjoy this. Do I think there's a million other things like this out there at the similar price point? Absolutely. The dollar store probably has tons of these, but this one was nice. I like the apple flavor. So I'm not complaining. I don't think I'm gonna get this exact one because I don't see myself shopping on Shop Miss A anytime soonish. Definitely want to have like a clear gloss in my stash in some form, some brand, something. See what I end up getting for my clear lip gloss, but I always have one of these as well. And I do use these as lip balms too, or just for added moisture just whenever. So those will both be getting replaced with something similar. I finished up an eyeshadow. That's really exciting. This is a spoiler. This was in my Rolling 10 project pan for 2023, and it was just like a tiny sample of a MAC pigment called Melon. Almost like a yellowy golden shift to it, even though the base was like this orange color. So I thought Melon was like a really nice name for it. It was so pretty. Super pretty. There just wasn't a whole lot of it left, so I wanted to kind of get through it and enjoy it and then move it out of my collection. So I'm super happy that I was able to do that. Am I looking to buy any MAC pigment anytime soon? No. Way too much product in those things for me to even like, they're too daunting to look at. But super happy and excited to be rolling out an eyeshadow. That's for sure. Also from my project this year was the birthday suit by Tarte. This is the sample size that was in a birthday gift like a couple years ago, and I've just always had this thing. I always really liked it. You can kind of see the shade that it was. It's not a really thick, heavy swatch. It was beautiful. I really like this color. But it was a lip color that you had to have specific eye looks for. It's not very versatile. Like it worked best with a smoky eye. And there were also some instances where it worked nicely with a more casual eye. Other times I had to like really kind of mix it with other stuff to make it work. And this was super pigmented, so very opaque formula. So I kind of had to like play with that a little bit too, depending on the eye look I was wearing. So it did make it a little bit harder to get through this as quickly because you don't need a lot of it. But overall, I did enjoy this product. I'm not sure if they still sell this on their website. So I wouldn't necessarily get that at that price point at a full size, but I do have it in the back of my head that it's a nice lipstick color to have, but just maybe a very tiny size of it, or maybe a different brand and formula. This is kind of a wellness thing, sort of. This is Magnesium. I finished up a bottle of this. This one in particular is by Pure Encapsulations. I got this off Amazon. It's Magnesium Glycinate or Glycinate. Had 90 capsules in it, and there's a lot of talk about deficiencies in our diets because of just how our food is processed and all this stuff. And they were talking a big game about this, and I don't doubt that magnesium makes a huge difference for a lot of people. I just personally didn't notice anything super significant taking it myself. But again, this is very individual. I don't really feel like the authority to tell you to get it or to not get it. But what I will say when it comes to vitamin deficiencies, it's probably best just to go to a doctor and see what your levels are instead of like trying a bunch of random stuff and seeing if it works or if it doesn't, because vitamins can be very expensive. So right now I'm down to a multivitamin and a probiotic. I think those two, I'm more than comfortable repurchasing those. Anything beyond that, I'm a little weary just because all of our deficiencies are different, you know, like, and even though I know there's like common deficiencies across the board, I don't think you can really know unless you go to a doctor and get your labs done or get your blood work done. So it might not be like the worst idea to try a vitamin out and see how it works for you, but I wouldn't go hog wild like buying a ton of different supplements and seeing, because it's hard to tell really. And if you buy a whole ton of them, it's even harder to tell because you don't know what vitamin's doing what. So that's, yeah. But for me personally, I didn't notice a huge difference after taking this at all. Like, it did not really help me with my energy levels. And I know I just talked about, you know, not spending a ton on vitamins, but I did buy some B12 vitamins in gummy form. They weren't that expensive though, so it wasn't like this huge sacrifice to get these vitamins. I think I got them from Aldi's, literally. Like, you know what? It's worth it for me to try this one out. And I kind of like B12s. I don't know. I feel like lately my energy has been a little different, but that's what works for me. So it's trial and error when it comes to vitamins, but I probably should also get my blood work done just to like see what my actual deficiencies are, so instead of like self-diagnosing, you know? So, but this did get good reviews, and yeah, I don't want to tell you not to buy vitamins because, again, get your blood work done. I don't know. Like, figure it out that way. Don't go by what anybody on here is telling you. So, all right. Now we're going to get into the stuff I am decluttering. Remember this? Yeah, this was talked about in my chopping block video. Sorry, let me tell you the name. It's Betty Luminizer. And the cute packaging, so cute. And really nice product. And at the closing of my chopping block series, I was like, I still like this. I'm going to use it all summer. Did I use it the rest of the summer? I mean, it's still summer now, but have I wanted to reach for this at all since I made that video? No. Even if I made myself, I didn't really love it on me. I could have done without it, you know? And the funny thing with this is that it doesn't apply as evenly. And depending on the angle you're looking, it can look really spotty, which is weird. I think it's because there's so much shimmer in it and it like reflects weird or something, but yeah, I didn't really want to reach for this. It's just too much. It's too much for how I like to wear makeup. I do have some bronzers with like lower shimmer in it, and I prefer that if I'm going to do shimmer at all on my face. Like, I don't want it to be this pigmented. And in case you forgot, that's the vibe. Could I be light-handed with this? Absolutely. But I don't want to think that hard. And could I potentially use this on other parts of my body? Like a body shimmer? Maybe. But will I do that? Have I survived not doing that? Yes. So that could also make a really pretty eyeshadow. I'm not gonna lie. It really probably could. But again, I also have tons of eyeshadows that are super similar to this, so I don't need a huge pan of this. So I go back on my decision of keeping this. This is actually going to be decluttered for my collection. It's a beautiful product. Like, it performs really well, probably a little too well for me, but it's a good formula. I think the Balm is a great brand, but it's just not for me. This is the Morphe M439, and this just keeps shedding, and it's to the point where like it's just annoying now. Like, sometimes I can deal with a little bit of shedding. I can deal with like a hair or two falling out once in a while, but this is just like straight up like, I don't even know if you can see it, but there's like a lot of hairs coming out. This is old. I mean, there's a little bit of glue coming out here too, which isn't the end of the world. I don't feel like dealing with hairs all over my face after I do my makeup. So this has just reached this point. Like, foundation brushes for me, they get a lot of wear and tear because I wear foundation pretty much every single time I do my makeup. Sometimes I use a beauty blender too, that's true. But like, this has lasted me a while, but it's time. It's old. Washing these, you do need to kind of go in a little bit harder with this than like a powder brush because it's foundation caked on there. So I go in with a little bit of oil. I try to be as gentle as I can be, but this is just what's going to end up happening, at least with Morphe brushes and like other brands I've tried. I've been fine using my current brush stash. I haven't felt any need for more foundation brushes right now, so I think we're okay. But if I'm going to replace any type of brush or buy a new one, that would be the one I would get. Like, not that particular brand, but like some sort of foundation brush. I have a bunch of Morphe brushes in my collection, and I don't think they're like ride or die ones. They're nice, they're decent, but definitely not that unique in my opinion. So won't be repurchasing that exact one. Especially like seeing how much it sheds, which I think a lot of them will eventually start shedding if you use them that much. But yeah, I'm over the whole like Morphe brush thing. I'm not against buying more of those, but if, why not try other stuff? And we have the MAC Larkabout Pigment. This was also part of the chopping block, and there's just so much product in here and of a color that I don't even really like that much on me. And I tried it so many different ways. Like, I tried layering it over stuff, wearing it by itself. This is just like really super old in my collection too. Again, really pretty. Swatch is really pretty. I just don't like it on myself. And I used to wear it as a brow bone highlight back in the day, like circa 2000, probably 2008 through 10, something like that. I'm not wearing those kinds of looks anymore, so, and even if I did, I wouldn't use this exact color to do my brow bone. I would pick something a little bit less shimmery and pigmented, so this one is going. I am decluttering this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in this shade Covet. Really pretty as well, but I don't reach for colors like this anymore. This is a good quality eyeliner though. They usually are a pretty long wearing formula. They go on really well. They're very creamy, but like not a hot mess. This one was starting to get a little smudgy though. It could be because it's old. So there was that. And in previous years, I really did enjoy this more than I did this year. I felt like the times that I put it on, I was just like it's still pretty, but yeah, I don't typically wear eyeliners that are super colorful these days. I definitely wear like blues, browns, blacks, purples, but they're a lot more muted and not super bold and noticeable. I do have one brighter blue eyeliner that I really like, but even that one I'm kind of like starting to wonder if I like it as much anymore. So, and now I feel like I'm just forcing myself to use it if I did, and I just don't want to have that kind of feeling towards my makeup. So I'm okay letting it go. And if I ever wanted to venture back into colorful eyeliners, I have like a colorful eyeshadow palette. I could probably, do something with that. And I haven't even wanted to do that either. So that kind of tells me like where I stand with this. So I feel more than happy letting this one go. This is a hybrid of an empty and a declutter. I've talked about this. This was in my rolling project pan as well, so you might have already heard about this one. This is the Ilia Balmy Gloss Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Only You. Wasn't crazy about this shade on me. Not totally crazy about the formula either, and then it started to leak. So I used up a decent amount of it. I probably got down to like here. So in that sense, I kind of want to call it an empty, but I feel like because there was like a little bit of product left in it, like a decent amount that I could have finished, I'm just saying it's a declutter because I just couldn't stand the mess. It was like leaking everywhere. I'm not sure if it's because it's a sample that could have been it. It just wasn't worth finishing for me. So I'm getting rid of that. So yeah, guys, give this video a like and a subscribe if you're into like low buy content and, you know, projects, empties, stuff like that. And that concludes this empties and declutter video. I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.